learn about physics, learn about chemistry, learn about astronomy. Hey, what if we go there and we don't turn the lights on? We get in that bowl and we have a telescope company. There used to be one on Main Street. Have a mass astronomical viewing session. Where the experience of looking through a telescope is taught, and where doing the opposite that enables you to have a prolonged exposure. You're the technology, your eyes, those rods, those cones, that light that's coming from so many millions of miles away was meant for your eyes because you're looking at it. How incredible is that? Those light photons traveled millions of years to get to your eyes. Tell me that's not transcendent. Tell me that's not an incredible fact. So just like I'm suggesting people need to do the opposite of looking at a telescope. So I wish I had a telescope here. I need to get one. So if you're looking like this and you're looking with your right eye, turn around and do the opposite. So whenever I'm raking, there's down pressure, right? What do? You flip the rake around and you create up pressure. All of the opposite muscles that were working to rake and create down pressure are doing the same thing. I'm raking the air though. Why? So that I can endure the task. I can use my body in a way that is less exhaustive, and it's synergistically exhaustive. These principles of dualities and their impact on how we operate, how we live. We neglect them at our own peril. And we're hurting our young people. We're giving them some of these ideas through the educational system, but not enough. There's still way too many fundamentalists in our school systems. And it requires them to get to college before their minds are expanded, before they have a little bit more clarity about the source of things in the world. Chemistry and physics ought to be like English. You ought to have 4 years of that. Our young people need to be challenged more to not waste their privilege. The privilege of having the internet, the privilege of having the power of the universe in the palm of their hands. That is a new phenomenon that we need to understand and utilize, like all of this awesomely powerful technology. It's shocking that this is not a political platform for someone. Hey, you want me to run for Congress? I think I need $2,500 or $5,000 of expenses, travel expenses, the propaganda that politicians use for mailers. Suppose anything could be a campaign expense. Food. Staplers, markers, salaries of employees who are performing legal services, who are performing accounting services. Hey, I will do it. I will do it. I'm 15 grand in debt right now, and that's multiplying. I'm going in the other way of compound interest. Compound debt. Why? Because these ideas deserve it. These ideas are that powerful. changing your voice from low to high, and then finding some balance in between, finding a section of the sound wave bands that make it most resonant. Look, I know I don't look like an archetype. I know that. And if you have a problem with that for some reason, close your eyes. Close your eyes and just listen to these descriptions. Because this is the knowledge that we need. I know it with every atom of my being. Can't you hear the power? Can't you see the power that these principles produce? And the benefits that they provide. That's something that we cannot deny. When you put your body in a cold shower, you are automatically changing the environment of all of your cells to a different temperature release, to doing more with less in a harsher environment. Very similar to that was faced by human beings 10,000 years ago, who were hunter-gatherers, who had to form their bodies into patterns that made them less visible, that made them more conform to the forest, to the environment around which their prey was also trying to get that sunlight that had been converted into plant matter. We are sunlight. Using ancient sunlight, ancient life forms that did that same thing and then went down into the earth and were cooked, and then that we drew up. That's sunlight. Recognize that and appreciate it, and stop paying fealty, stop paying devotion to these silly explanations for divinity, for the source of all of this magic. It's not magic at all. Unless you go way back to the beginning. And there was just this boom of particles. It's just a charge. Boom. We know that there are invisible components to our world that make it so special. We know that there's dark energy, that there's dark matter in the world that's making the universal expansion accelerate. Well, I've always said, hey, if the universe is accelerating, how can the Andromeda galaxy be on course to intersect with ours? It's going to happen in a couple billion years. But from what they say, we won't really feel it. It'll be happening at such great distances, and there's that much space in the galaxy. That's going to affect some parts in gravitationally disruptive ways. But for the most part, they're going to pass right through each other. How is that possible? Well, whenever you have this creation from that charge of these particles stabilizing into protons, stabilizing into these concentrations of charge, these concentrations of energy that are accreting their mass, and they're doing it at an incredible speed, at the speed of light. This is happening 186,000 miles per second. That's the speed of light. E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared.